Folks, welcome back to Manga Alert. We have spent almost 7 years alerting you guys to manga, and we're going to continue to do so because the alerts we have this week might be the biggest ones of all time.
I don't agree with that. I don't.
No?
I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know. I think Manga Alert could go for another
Listen, I think of
10
all
years?
I think of all the times we have alerted people. Like this video right here will have the most information to be alerted on they've ever
I think it's the
seen.
same amount as information that we had last year.
No, because we have a whole new column on the spreadsheet.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, guys,
Great.
welcome to our annual sales cast. Something we have had fun doing for many years now. I'm here with Shrug and Buzz, and of course Bay Senpai, who making his annual appearance for our sales cast.
You're welcome. I will accept half a Bitcoin.
What's my name? Dunkachino. It's a whole new game. Dunkachino. You want creamy goodness? I'm your friend. Say hello to my chocolate blend. Attica, hooah, lottie light. This whole trial is out of sight.
Business as usual, I guess. We're going to be going down the list of the top 10 selling manga of the year. Give an honorable mention to the top 25. And we got all the numbers on the fancy spreadsheet here. We're just going to be comparing it to last year, giving some data, all that fun stuff. And I'm sure we will share some opinions as well.
I have some opinions, and they're going to be very well articulated this time because I'm not drunk.
And in the honor of objective truth, every opinion that's stated in this video is fact. No matter who it's from, no matter what it's about, even if we have contradicting ones, it's all true. You cannot.
I couldn't have said it better myself, Gear.
You're right.
I think that's true for every episode.
I mean, I don't know.
Definitely
I feel like
not.
I'm usually the most objective in those.
You're neutral and don't like conflict or confrontation. But we're going to test you today.
All right. Anyway.
I don't know, guys. I think Light made a good point. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So we're going to be starting just briefly going through the whole top 25. So we have, with 25, Bocchi the Rock.
No idea what that is.
Yes, you do. It's the one with the pink-haired girl who plays guitar.
Gear, I'm going to be real honest.
Yeah, the social anxiety. OMG, she's just like me for real manga.
That one definitely don't know.
You're crazy. You definitely do.
Well, maybe I don't maybe know the name, but maybe I've seen it.
Yeah. Anyway, then 24, Blue Box. Hell yeah.
This is
let's go.
embarrassing. Why is it so far down?
Well,
Bird Box?
It's just getting started. The anime.
How
got
hasn't this been
announced.
going on for like 3 years?
Nothing in the top 25 is embarrassing. Okay, if you're in the top 25, you're popular. We get it. 23 is Record of Ragnarok.
Heck, now this is great. This is a monthly series, by the way, not a crappy weekly romance.
So it's not
about
embarrassing.
badminton. No, it's honorable because probably only like 2 volumes were released.
Yeah.
It's John's favorite manga.
Yeah. Do you still read that based?
Yeah, I just caught up to it actually yesterday.
Okay, cool. I'll have to get
They're
back
doing
into it soon.
the 2 they're doing, I believe. They just finished up King Leonidas versus Apollo.
Oh yeah, Our Apollo from Manga Alert.
that's crazy.
No, this one's a little bit.
Which, by the way, Apollo is no longer going to be featured on Manga Alert because he was caught up in a plagiarism scandal that was just exposed.
Oh, really?
So we don't associate with him
I
anymore.
didn't even know he could write.
Yeah, he stole some rocks.
Well, that's the thing. He can't. Someone else did it for him without knowing. Anyway, 22, My Love Story with Yamada-kun at level 999.
Isn't this like a softcore,
Wait,
I can't.
No, it's like a slow burn
This
romance
this isn't like
about gamers.
Wait, this isn't the same Yamada from like Yamada and the Seven Witches,
I don't
right?
think
No,
so.
no, it's different.
I don't think so.
No, this one I specifically thought I saw some interesting, suggestive content in this one.
Okay.
No, it's about a relatable, quirky gamer girl who has a relatable, quirky gamer boyfriend.
Ew, gross.
Huh. That's why they call it fiction, folks.
True.
All right, 21. We got the GOAT Toilet Bound Hanako-kun. I think this was in the top 10 once upon a time.
It was. It was
them.
number
I think-
9 or
yeah,
10.
it was.
Didn't they like just reboot the anime, even though it had just gotten an anime? I don't really know what's happening there.
Yeah, I think it's getting like some OVAs or some crap.
I think it was in the top 10 at like a halfway point. It was never in the top 10.
Number
We
10.
have this fancy spreadsheet. It's not there.
Number 20, Detective Conan. Still going. It's
A
still
classic.
going.
With 20 more volumes this year.
Number 19, we have Ao Ashi, which
I'm
I've
gonna
heard
say
of, but
Ao
I
Ashi.
can't.
I think it's a soccer series, and obviously
Oh, yeah.
it's not that good.
It's another sports one.
At 18, we have Mashal, Magic and Muscles, which I think ended this year.
Did Mash come back? Did Mash ever come back?
I think he did. I actually don't think I finished Mashal.
Yeah, I thought
I
the
didn't.
match was supposed to end, and then it got extended.
Listen, I really enjoyed Mashal until they took Mash out of it for like 50 chapters, because that's the only way they
What?
could add stakes. They just had him like, yeah, he was like training, and then he just like went to sleep, and then like the invasion happens, and we have to spend time with all of the boring characters fighting until we
that's-
woke up again.
And that's really one of the downfalls of Mashal, because when you have that OP John
Yeah.
Wick character, you need a strong supporting cast. And I was not, even when I was reading that series
That's
weekly
the
for the
thing.
first
Yeah.
half year, I was just not invested in maybe any of the characters besides
Right.
one.
Yeah, like when
Yeah, true.
Saitama's not in One Punch Man, it's still epic, you know?
Oh yeah, and One Punch. Oh, one. Wait, one. Oh,
Number 17, Sakamoto Days, which I have a feeling is going to be in the top 10 once it gets an anime.
do you think Blue Box is going to be in the top 10?
I don't know. I think it'll.
No, just say it.
I literally don't know. I have no idea.
I think
Like,
it will.
I don't think so. It's not on the level of quintessential quintuplets. I don't see it having any. I mean, what is it? Badminton or is it tennis?
It's badminton and basketball.
Oh, even worse.
Anyway. Number 16, Do Not Say Mystery, which was actually in the top 10 last year.
That's such a weird series to like. I read the English release and I was like, oh yeah, this was in the top 10 like last year, and it's still like such a weird one for me.
It's a
to think that
josei. It's a
like,
josei, or I think it's josei.
Yeah. And of course, none of us read girl manga, so.
Right.
Yeah.
Next.
True.
All right, 15, Kaiju number 8, which was also in the top 10 last year, and we'll see what the anime does, how that affects it.
Not gonna lie, I kind of forgot about this series.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like more people were talking about it at the start. I'm still collecting it, so I'll get around to it soon, but yeah. 14 is Welcome to Demon School, Iruma-kun, which to me just sounds like Dead Rock. I don't...
That's what I was gonna say.
It is more probably like a modern Rosario and Vampire. So
cringe. Number 13, The Apothecary Diaries.
this is a shoujo.
So we don't care. 12, of course, a classic here. That time I got reincarnated as a slime, which has been in and out of the top 10, I think, many times.
Well, the crazy thing about this is just the manga adaptation,
Right.
which are usually just like crappy cash grabs, because the light novel is usually in the
Yeah.
top 5 every year. This one, I don't know what it's doing, but it's still up there. So this series is really popular for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And then at 11, we have Frenren, Beyond Journey's End, which I also don't know anything. I've heard the name.
Ren.
This will at least be on the top 10 of next year, half point of next year. I would
What
bet
is
money.
this?
Well, yeah. What's it about?
It's
So-
an isekai.
It's
I don't
like
know.
it's not really an isekai. It's more of just like this elf. It's like a fantasy series where this elf is with a party, and since she's an elf, she ages really slowly. Like elves notoriously live for like 500, 600 years. So she's still like growing up, But her party is literally like she does like 40 years with this party. They end up pretty much like retiring. Some of them die, and she's still like still growing up. So she doesn't really
she's
want to
like a
get
lolly.
another. Yeah, she's kind of a lolly. And then pretty much she just kind of joins another party and starts again.
It looks like this has an anime on currently.
Yeah, and it's pretty apparent. It's pretty popular right now.
Yeah, so
Yeah, it's been popping off.
Let me, while you continue, I'm gonna just look up the My Anime list for it.
So with that brings us to the top 10. Ooh.
Hooray!
Gear, it's the number 1 ranked anime on.
Goodness gracious.
It's ranked number 1. It's 9.12.
I really hate how like
Wow.
the top spot keeps getting lower and lower because
Wow.
because
Wow. This is the. Woo-hoo. I told you, Gear. I'm telling you, it's halfway point. Mark it on your calendar.
but it's so annoying to me because there used to be like a bunch of things within like high
It's
like in the
2. It's
nines.
3 points above Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Yeah, you see that's the issue. Something
Huh?
like every season something comes
Oh
out. Like,
yes.
earlier in the year, Oshinoko got like a
Bruh.
9.3, and then everyone review bombs it, then everyone review bombs Full Metal Alchemist, and then just everything's falling, and eventually there aren't going to be any 9s at all. It's terrible.
Gear, there's 28
Full Metal
episodes
Alchemist
for
is
this.
gonna have.
Whatever, okay.
This
uh,
is big, like this is up there. It is up there. You know, Steins Gate only had 24, and it's still below it. So, oh man, I got this. Oh man. Oh,
I want to know how many
gotta get
1
some
out of
new
10s
pants.
Full Metal Alchemist has by now.
Oh,
oh my.
so mad. Let me,
I think it's so funny when the review bombs of FMA happen because it's like a lot of
Hey!
people who just.
Wait a minute.
Whoa! What do you
Why is
mean?
Bleach up here?
right. That's what.
Wait,
I'm saying.
Let's go, Bleach!
Yeah.
Hey, this is stupid. It's a 9.4.
Yeah, because
Hey,
my
Bleach
anime
is
list
just
is
that
so
good, what can I
popular.
say?
Yeah, dude. It's so accurate.
It is kind
Gear,
of
go
crazy.
on. No, Gear, go on. I can't. Just go on. Go on.
So, our top 10. And starting with 10, of course, we have a series that is pretty much has been on the list for many, many years, sort of fluctuating in its rank. And it is, of course, Kingdom.
I have one thing to say about Kingdom.
Okay.
Death, taxes, Kingdom on the top 10 sales of the year.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, pretty much.
He said it.
So yeah, Kingdom. I don't really have much to say. Like we talk about it every year. I've read 20 chapters once and thought it was decent.
License Kingdom, Kodansha.
Yeah.
Don't you like money?
Sure.
I'm just,
Well, now
literally,
now that Fire Force has ended, so they gotta have something.
they have,
I guess.
I don't think they don't have
They-
much.
They have Dead Rock.
They're-
True.
Wait,
Yeah.
is Dead Rock getting like printed here soon?
It better
Like-
be. If it's not,
Hopefully.
I'm gonna. Yeah. Like
Yeah, I guess you're right. If
I-
it's gonna be, it would probably be with Kodansha.
Yeah.
Kodansha has blue locks, so I think they're fine for now.
Hey, no spoilers.
I didn't spoil anything. What are you talking about? That's just something. No, that's a fact.
Yeah, okay. So as far as stats go, so it sold, so 4 new volumes came out this year. It has an anime that's ongoing, though it was not on this year. It's having a break. And at the halfway point of the year, it was at 1.6 million, so it's roughly sold about the same in the first and half of the year. What this list is sort of telling me is that Kingdom, while it's still strong and popular, it has been slowly waning a bit in its sales. I guess, who knows? It's so long at this point. I mean,
It's pretty much a soap opera. People only, and what's going on in China, you never know.
What?
yeah, I don't know. I don't have much else to say. I'm sure it's still good. I don't know.
The people who are watching know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Do they?
Yeah, they do. Trust me.
At number 9, we have The Goat, Tokyo Revengers.
Let's go.
with 3.2 million copies. Did I mention how many copies Kingdom sold? I don't care. Whatever. It's Kingdom.
Probably not.
3.21.
So Tokyo Revengers 3.2. It had 2 new volumes out this year. It had the second season of the anime, but now the series is currently finished for good, and it sold 2.6 million at the halfway point, which makes sense because it ended at like the front of the year, so it sold most of its copies there. And yeah, Tokyo Revengers is an interesting one because, of course, if we go back to 2021, it sold 24.9 million copies. It absolutely exploded, and then I don't think I've ever seen a fan base turn on a series more than this one.
Dude, that is facts, man.
It fell off more than Attack on Titan.
But like Attack on Titan is still a series that people like talk about and
enjoy
and remember
yeah.
fondly. Like
Right.
Tokyo Revengers feels like everyone just collectively agreed it was awful and then just stopped talking about it. I had to double check season 2 came out because like I haven't heard a single soul mention it when season 1 was everywhere.
Dang.
Like it I don't know, man. And again, it's a series I started, thought it was fine, and did not continue. And I definitely
Same.
don't really want to continue anymore. So,
This manga's donkey ass.
yeah, but it is just really interesting because like so many manga fumble their final arcs and endings, but like I don't know if I've seen a series fall off this much as far as fans go.
It's also so crazy because when I was reading through Tokyo Revengers, like truthfully, it is so like repetitive, like at least like for me, and so I'm not super. I'm just super confused. I don't know what the ending is, but for me, I couldn't keep going because I'm like, is this just the same thing over and over? It's like he goes back in
gosh.
time. He goes back in time. He has something happen. He goes back to the present. He's like, oh, I got to go back to the past again. It's just like it's like Back to the Future, but
Going
with
way,
like
way,
children
way back in the
mafia.
day.
To play the shitty games that suck ass.
Yeah, I guess.
Listen, this just this sucked. There's
That's-
no words
that's
to
your-
describe
that's your
it. It
anal.
literally got lucky that it had an anime during the pandemic, and that's it.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah,
Rough.
it is kind of crazy that Tokyo Revengers kind of like swept like anime culture for so long, and then all of a sudden it's just like everybody's like, I'm fine without it, you know.
So moving on to number 8, we have another regular here, My Hero Academia.
Let's go.
Yeah, of course, base favorite.
Let's go.
Selling 3.5 million copies, only having 3 volumes released. The anime, of course, came back, as it always does. And at the halfway point, it was at 1.9 million. So the first half of the year got a bit of an edge of the sales, which I think was also when the anime was coming out.
Okay.
So yeah, My Hero.
I have a comment about this.
Okay, sure.
All right. My little conspiracy theory is that this series was supposed to end a while ago. And it's still going on because Jujutsu Kaisen's pretty much almost gonna it's about to end.
Okay.
So they're gonna have nothing in this manga, in this magazine, absolutely
But-
nothing because One Piece sucks. And then I haven't. Okay, I'm gonna be real honest. I haven't read My Hero Academia all this year, but I just looked at the past 3 chapters, and let me tell you, Horikoshi's still a god. He
Dude.
drew this spread last week, and I was literally like, "This man, how is this man still alive right now?"
So yeah, so
Dude, he's getting after it. I'm telling
Oh,
you.
he is he's so talented, and whatever they're doing in the series right now, I'm like, "Oh fuck, I love this." Sorry, you're gonna bleep that out.
So this is a series. I feel like for the last several years we've been talking about how it's about to end, and it still does not seem to be there yet. Again, I've started reading the final arc. I know it's one that a lot of people have been having issues with. From what I've read, I didn't really have any. I thought it was just normal My Hero stuff.
I keep up with what people are talking about. When this first started, this first arc, people weren't really feeling it, and then like whatever they've been doing the past few weeks, couple months, has been like it's almost like it completely flipped it on its head. On like how like the public perception's taking it, because right now, like I was just reading some of the comments like the past couple weeks, and they were all like, "Dude, what is going? Like this is what it's at right now." But obviously, this has been dragged out for a while, because I remember it was like when we were talking about this last year.
Yeah.
It was like a couple, like we had like a few more months, because this arc's like what? How many chapters is this?
I have no idea, but it's easily the longest.
Yeah.
My hero used to have such short arcs. Like, I remember when there was like a 30 chapter arc, we'd be like, whoa, hold your horses.
The longest was 40 at one point, and
Yeah.
obviously one piece has like 82 plus, so like
I'm looking up the wiki here. What are we at?
Yeah. I think I'm like maybe 10 chapters
So
behind.
it currently has 66 chapters.
and the previous one had 8.
Which
The
was
previous one had 6.
Yeah.
The previous one had 22. This is called the Final Act Saga in the wiki. So
Oh gosh.
Just saying. But even then, like, the whole Paranormal Liberation War arc was 54 chapters, which was still... That was the longest at the time, and even before then.
So yeah, I am excited to like as soon as it ends, I'm gonna be reading that whole thing. It's just still waiting for it to end. And
Right.
it is worth mentioning it has seen a slow decline in sales. Now, also worth mentioning though, it only had 3 volumes this year. I think another issue people have been saying is Horikoshi's having another one of those moments where like the chapters are like 10 pages because the grind is very lethal.
They're Shonen Jump's killing this man.
Yeah, so
Yeah, literally.
Let him live, man.
I really hope they're not like forcing him to keep going, because that man needs a nice long break.
I don't know what has happened in the past year besides like the last 3 chapters, but I don't know what happened to where we are at right now. And I'm just like, this definitely where did this come from?
Right.
So, but it's cool. I saw it. I'm like, okay, I'm hyped.
Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. I'd say it still probably has a bit of juice left in this top ranking.
It has to end this. It has to end.
Well,
in
that's
2024.
also the thing. Like, you can't really. Can you really stretch this out for another 50 chapters? Like,
I mean, One Piece does it on a regular basis.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, good for them. So next up at number 7, we have, of course, one of my favorites, Spy Family, with
Oh man.
4.3 million, 2 volumes out. The second season of the anime is currently going, with a movie about to come out. In the first half of the year, it sold 2.7 million, so that the first half had a bit of an edge there.
Is this that manga that's doing a collab with Street Fighter 6?
It
Yes.
is, yeah. I don't play Street
Yours-
Fighter, but I saw some of those clips. They looked pretty nice.
It's probably
Yeah,
from that.
I saw like the animated thing that they released with Yorin Chun-Li fighting, and I thought that was really cool.
Hell yeah.
That's pretty fuego.
So I read the manga for a good bit, and now the anime is caught past me, and now I'm watching the second season of the anime, and I just love it. It's so much fun. It's
Do
delightful.
you like it more than Kaguya?
No, what the fuck?
Okay. That's
Why did you say?
Then
Why
there
did you
go,
say
then.
that?
It's not that good then.
2 things can be good. Jeez.
It's like almost the same
Yeah.
thing, isn't it though?
What? Have you
What?
have you read Spy Family?
Yeah, there's a big white dog. There's the kid who can
Wait, what? What do you
read
mean a
the,
big white dog?
the memories.
How is that the same as Kaguya?
Aren't they? Isn't it like a guy and a woman who don't really like each other?
No,
No, Spy Family, they both like each other.
I mean, do they?
What?
Are they working together? Like,
What?
I mean,
No,
obviously
no,
Kaguya and I forget the dude's name, but
Shirogane.
they obviously liked each other, but they didn't at the same time.
No,
No, they always liked each other. What are you talking about?
So in Spy Family, they're like the husband is a spy, and for his mission, he has to start a family. So he convinces this girl to marry him, and so they're not like really in a relationship. It's just a pretend one.
Is it Stockholm syndrome?
But they also like each other.
I'm
like,
convinced that Base has
listen.
not read this series.
Yeah, yeah. Why am I even explaining this if you've read it? Like, anyway,
You sure it's not Stockholm syndrome? Like they have to like go to like the student council thing.
I
with
think
the
that I think you're just missing
yeah.
the entire point.
I think
of
your
the series.
I think your brain is sort of broken at the moment, but anyway, the current arc I'm watching in the anime, they like go on a cruise ship, and it's really cool. It's just really fun. I love it. Yeah, and I'm excited to see where it goes because there's still a lot of content I haven't read yet. I know there's one. The only like thing I've seen from later in the manga was a panel where Anya is like on a bus with her class and she has a bomb strapped to her.
Amazing.
That goes so
Wow.
hard.
Yeah, so that'll be fun
Wow,
when I get to it.
that is kind of. I don't know
Yeah.
if I like that.
Anyway, so yeah, Spy Family still going strong with only 2 volumes this year, although it sold about twice as much last year when the anime first started. So yeah, we'll see.
It's falling off.
We'll see how it does next year after we get the movie.
Do you
in
think
the
it's going to
picture.
be on the top 10?
Next year?
Oh yeah.
I would still say so, especially if the movie gives it a. And also, I mean, yeah, like, yeah, I don't know, we'll see, but I think it'll still probably be here. And I don't really know how much longer it has because there's nothing really in it that like makes me feel like it's
Yes.
about to end. But yeah, we'll see.
Oh, I thought you were going to say nothing of substance.
Oh, it's all substance, man. Whew,
I
so
just
good.
I just kind of feel like that Base has not read this series, but he's trying to hold a conversation about it.
You
And it's to the
literally
point
just described to me a child having a bomb strapped to her on a bus. That's called shock value, and I do not entertain that. I'm not reading something for shock value.
All right. So at number 6, we have a bit of a wild card, a bit of a surprise, one that we've seen here before. Like maybe 5 years ago or something. But it is, of course, with 5 million copies in 2023, Slam Dunk.
So
Oh.
interesting.
Of course, this is a series that I believe ended like in 1998 or something. So obviously no new volumes came out this year, but I believe there were some like fancy new editions or something. And it, of
Hello,
course,
Apollo.
yeah, Apollo joined the call, but he's not allowed to talk because he was late and missed the cast, and is also a serial plagiarist.
True.
he's listening and he's like, what the fuck is he talking? So yeah, there was also a Slam Dunk movie, which I've heard was pretty baller.
Get it? Basketball baller.
Yeah, and the first half of the year had 4.1 million, so I think that was when most of this rush happened. But yeah, Slam Dunk, guys. What do we think of this?
Still one of my favorite series.
I had not read Slam Dunk up until like this point. But Buzz, you said that it's one of your favorite series.
Yep. I think it's second favorite sports series.
How long does it take for them to actually play basketball?
It's kind of hard to explain. Basically, a couple of volumes in, the series very strongly changes tone and becomes a more serious, like, sports series. But at first, it's like a slapstick comedy.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's kind of a gatekeeping point for the series of, like, you know, can you make it through the cringe to get to the really cool basketball?
I've heard
Sakura,
this argument before.
Yeah.
But yeah, Inoue cooks. He cooks.
I only got the slapstick stuff, and so I only read I guess I read like a volume's worth of it. And so I guess I would just have to read more. I can't give a set opinion because I just don't know what all that it entails.
Yeah, it's a series that it definitely gets substantially better after the first couple of volumes.
So, like,
See.
what they say about Dragon Ball being a slapstick, perverted comedy, and then it turns into a martial arts series.
It's like what they say about the
Kinda.
It's like how what they say about the Climber, how it's like a sports like high school series,
Isn't
and then
he climbing a mountain, though?
Well, no, like the climber.
Honestly,
The climber
yeah.
starts like it's fucking Haikyuu or something, except worse, and then it just does a complete change, and it becomes like existential and stuff.
Yeah, I would say from what I've seen of the climber, it's a very similar vibe. It's like a very similar switch up.
Of course, the difference with the climber is that, from what I understand, the writers just straight up quit because they were like, "Man, fuck this."
Yeah.
And then the artist was like, "Okay, I'll do it myself, but also I'll just kill off all of your characters and write my own story." That's great. I respect that.
Is it the artist, the person who did oh gosh, what's it called? Innocent.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So is it the artist who does it, or is it the writer?
Well, the artist.
So Sakamoto or
Yeah,
whatever?
yeah. He like became the writer for the climber.
Okay, I've lost interest.
Oh, all right. So yeah, Slam Dunk. It's the only one here I haven't read yet. Oh no. But my main reasoning was because this is a series I do eventually want to read. Because I am a big fan of Inoue's work, and I didn't want to read just like a volume like Shrug and just not read more for a while because I don't have time.
Well, yeah.
So
I just wanted to get an idea so that way I could actually
Right.
talk about it.
yeah,
But it's kind of
Yeah.
that's fair enough. It's just where this is a series I do want to get into. I'd rather just sit down and like go through it for real someday. So
yeah.
But I do think.
I mean, it's just like first impressions.
But
That's all I can.
We
get.
were talking about this a bit before the cast, but I find it really interesting that it's always this series that like re-enters the top 10 when there's like some new stuff for it. When you don't see this happen for Dragon Ball or like any other classic 90s manga. Like it's always just Slam Dunk, which I find really interesting. Like people do love dunking their slams. You know?
Do you? One of the girls literally asks, what's the main character's name? Like Sheena, like I forgot it. But she goes like
Dunkachino.
Yeah, Dunkachino. They literally ask, and she goes, "Do you know what a slam dunk is?" And I'm like, "What? Like, how do you not know what a slam dunk is?" She's like, "It's like the crowd pleasing move," and I'm sitting there like, "Am I like not supposed to know what a slam dunk is?" I feel like that's like a fairly like common thing to know. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, Slam Dunk is like literally credited with like bringing basketball to Japan. Like a lot of people just didn't know anything about the sport before Slam Dunk
Yo,
he was never known for his
in
writing
Japan
anyway.
specifically.
So what's Dogs Red gonna do for hockey?
I mean, hockey isn't even like, okay, dear, I'm sorry, but like you are in Canada where like it's like popular. In the United States, nobody cares
But like, why does Florida have hockey teams? Is what I want to know.
because we have zero state taxes and New York money. I
Okay.
don't know.
Listen, Dogs Red is gonna cause the boom.
I believe it.
You know how you look up like Olympic volleyball games and all the comments are
No.
just about Haikyuu?
No.
Dogs
I
Red
mean,
Dogs Red is gonna do that to hockey. Is my prediction.
what?
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
I don't think did.
Well, we
did
can only hope.
Kaijo do like what is that a sport? The knocking people off a ledge?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, the series about like pushing people off the ledge with your boobs.
What?
Yeah.
A series about
Heck
pushing
yeah, dude.
people off ledges.
Yeah, it was a cult classic.
Ugh.
A cult classic.
Well, hey, every once in a while I see clips of it on the.
All I'm saying is that people love their sports. They sure do.
You literally follow curling.
What? So?
That's not a sport.
How is it not a
Canadian,
sport?
yes.
I could literally get up off the couch and
Dude.
go curl.
Yeah.
It's not a sport.
Well,
You know they have like football players that like meme team curl. Like it's just a joke to them.
do you know like the definition of a sport? Like, it's a sport.
I mean,
An activity involving physical exertion and
You could
skill.
consider Black Friday shopping a sport.
Listen,
by
it's
that
an activity involving physical exertion and skill in which an individual or team competes against another for entertainment.
Is it? Because, I mean, is it a team?
In
'Cause
curling?
in tennis, is it a team? Like, it's just person versus
I
person.
mean, it can be. Well, it says an individual or team.
Okay.
Listen, curling's a sport, man. Get over it.
Whatever you say, man.
Yeah. You couldn't curl.
I mean, I
Ooh.
don't have okay. You
I
really
mean-
hurt me.
Like, you might get the hang of it after a bit, but, like, you know, there's technique in the...
Do you even have to put on, like, ice skates?
No, you wear sliders.
Just shoes?
Well,
The easy
they're
slides.
shoes with, like a slick bottom to make you slide around.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Truly fascinating.
Yeah, this has been a great eye-opening.
Imagine if they actually made you curl in ice skates. All the old guys did.
Did you
Right.
have a
Die.
curling team in high school, out of curiosity?
It wasn't... I was in, like, a...
Was it a club?
It was not in school. It was like a local thing. It was like a curling league that the city had. It wasn't part of school.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We need
And
to...
I had to stop after I became crippled, so...
I'm so glad. I think,
Well, that's how you broke
you're,
his
so,
ankle.
you're so glad.
I think you being crippled was the best thing that ever happened.
All right,
Besides
number
still-
5 on the list.
All right,
We have going up 3 spots from last year. We have Chainsaw Man, which sold 5.3 million, and it shot up 2 million more copies than it did last year. But it also had 2 extra volumes than it sold in comparison to last year, though.
Yeah, so Chainsaw Man, last year the anime started, but also the series was on it was about a year-long hiatus between part 1 and part 2. So last year we saw it sort of come back, and here we have its continuing run. So yeah, and it also looks like the first half of the year was at 4.4 million, so it's clear this was very front-loaded, coming off the anime hype, and I continue to really love Chainsaw Man. I'm not completely caught up with it, but it's a banger. Yeah.
I've yet to start part 2, but
Oh.
I loved part 1, and so I just haven't gotten around to it. I'm still in my hero reread right now.
Fair enough. Yeah. Part 2, I'm really enjoying it. I know some people are saying they don't like it as much, and then there's people calling them idiots. I mean, from what I've read of part 2, I think it's like better than the start of part 1, but yeah, we'll see how it goes as I read more. But yeah.
Well-
Gear, didn't you and Based have a
Shut the
bet
fuck up.
going
Shut
on
the
with
fuck up.
Chainsaw Man?
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
What was it?
I was
True, yeah,
trying
wasn't
to-
there a bet?
Yeah.
What was that bet?
You know what? I've completely forgotten.
No, you didn't.
Ah, that's
'Cause you were literally
crazy.
telling our host, Shrug, to shut the fuck up.
Okay. Listen. You know, sometimes when we're younger, we make silly mistakes. And
What was that
and it
mistake?
doesn't
What was that
and
mistake?
it doesn't
Gear?
define us as we grow older.
Let's hear it, Gear.
All right.
The mistakes we make when we're 24.
So you see how the first half of the year it sold 4.4 million?
Yeah.
Right.
I bet based that it would sell 8 million by the end of the year.
Oh,
Now,
What was that? That must have been on Twitter.
No,
Where
it-
was that? Actually, no. It's probably on
no,
the
it was.
Discord.
Guys, no.
I think it's just from last year's sales cast.
I
yeah,
tried to
think-
look at
no,
that.
it was it was in
No.
the podcast. I think it was when we did the first half of the year.
I need to go back and look because
Listen.
you're gonna owe me something.
No, I swear to God, we didn't actually like set any terms. It was just like
Are you sure?
I'm serious. Listen.
I am usually one. that
Listen.
sets
Yeah, you
terms.
did.
Listen,
I set
Weren't you
terms
gonna like
on
make
that.
Oh,
Base read
man.
a series or something?
I swear to God, we didn't set terms. Although I could be misremembering, but I
We're
don't
gonna
think we
find
did.
out.
Well,
We're gonna find out.
well, listen.
All right, we need to have Smitty
I-
scrub all the old episodes. To
I
find
don't
it.
think Smitty has to scrub them. He probably remembers. There's other people who probably
I
remember.
know. I thought wasn't the bet I could delete people from the server that I didn't like?
No, I don't think we.
Are you
Or
sure?
wait,
There was a
Yeah,
bet where I
Okay,
could delete
okay.
people.
Listen, let's just ignore all that. I acknowledge. I think because at that moment Chainsaw Man was blowing up so much because of the anime. For some reason, I didn't consider that it would slow down because obviously it would slow down, but I guess I was just riding that high, and so I thought it would sell 8 million.
I just want the viewers to also know that Gear has never beat me in an anime and manga bet in his entire life, and since we've been friends for 5, 6, 7 years. At this point.
Listen, I'll do it one day.
He's good at video games because I'm still believe that Far Cry 3 was the greatest thing to ever happen to video games.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. Anyway, Chainsaw Man still going strong. Obviously, it has a. I actually don't know what the release schedule is now. I think it's kind of weekly, but also not. I don't know, but
I
yeah.
thought it was bi-weekly.
I think it sometimes is, but they definitely do it weekly sometimes. Anyway, whatever.
It also comes out during the week, isn't that true?
Yeah. I don't know.
Which is weird.
Listen, all I'm saying is, peak, goated, can't wait for season 2, and a movie and a live action show. Speaking of peak, number 4, my goat, Oshinoko, 5.4 million, 4 volumes out. Of course, we got the brand new anime, quality stuff. As Base knows, it was number 1 on my anime list for a while.
First off, do you live? I thought you lived in the city. Why do you live on a farm now? Why do you have so many goats?
Listen, it's a city that is surrounded by farmland
And serial killers, apparently.
Listen, the serial
Vinland
killer
Saga
thing.
reference.
The
Let's
serial
go.
killer thing is 50 years old. Where'd you even get that info?
A JCS video.
What? Listen,
There's a lot of serial killers in Ottawa.
I have lived here for 2 years, and I have not seen any serial killings.
Okay, let's
That's
go
because
on.
Gary is one.
I've
Let's
been
go.
here for
Shut
2
the fuck
years
up.
and I've
Shut
yet
the
to
fuck
be killed by a serial killer.
Let's go. Come on, let's talk about Oshinoko.
So yeah, big boost. I think this is the first time it's on the list, which makes sense because it just got its anime. But yeah, I thought the anime was extremely well done. Good stuff. I love the manga. I'm maybe 10 chapters behind, but I really like the direction that it took in its seemingly final arc. And yeah, we can also see here at the first half of the year was only at 1.6, so that anime boost definitely came in during the summer, I'd say. And yeah, I love it. Shrug, did you finally read it?
I did.
Hell yeah.
And it was, I don't get it.
Yeah, you do.
I feel like I recently finished all of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
So based.
And the current Danny DeVito meme where he's like, I get it now.
Yeah.
Well, a couple episodes later, after all this happens, Danny DeVito goes, I don't get it. I'll never get it, and I don't understand it. And that's how I feel. Because I was just kind of all at first, I was all okay, I get it. But then it got, I don't know. It's not for me. It's just not. I just know that going into it.
Well,
I read as much as I need to for this podcast, and I'm like, I think it's just a little weird, and I think the main character is a little bit of a creep. Not
okay,
gonna lie.
I'm not going to disagree there. Listen, I'm no Aqua is not creepy guy. I just think,
Is Aqua the guy?
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Aqua.
Listen.
Gosh.
Listen, I mean, what can you do? The man was reborn as a baby. I mean,
it just is so weird. I think it's a weird concept that the main character has pretty much a crush, and it's stated that he has a crush on the 16-year-old girl, and then he gets reincarnated as her child.
To be fair,
no, it's weird,
listen,
Gear. It's weird. Stop.
Listen, he
stop
said
it.
it was platonic. He said it was platonic.
So let me get this straight.
Wait, what? Who kissed her sister? What?
Let's get this straight.
He wants to kiss his mom. It's
Listen,
it's
okay.
weird, man.
Okay, so on a scale of 1 is like Kazuma from Konosuba to like
I don't know who that is.
what's his stupid name? Rudius from Mushoku Tensei.
I don't
Where
know
are we
any
at
of these
right?
people.
So in Mushoku Tensei, there was a 34-year-old NEET who got reincarnated as a baby.
But was it the baby of his idol?
No,
crush?
it was a random woman, but like he was still like a
All right. So here's the thing about Aqua. You
What?
know, yes, it's very creepy that he had such a big affection for this teen idol. But I mean, it was just platonic. He said it was platonic.
Well, how old was he when he died? When he got reincarnated?
I mean, he was.
Like,
I mean, he was a
30?
full doctor. So.
No, that's
Oh, here we go.
that-
So it's like Mushoku Tensei.
So he was. Yeah, he was probably
no,
in his 30s.
no. There was even a point of where his like the girl who he worked with, she's like, you just have a thing for younger girls, and then she said, and don't deny it, and he like stays silent.
You see.
No,
you see
no,
the
no, it's
series?
Yeah,
it's
chapter
weird.
one.
You see-
Garrett, you're supporting a pedophile.
Okay,
You're supporting
listen,
a pedophile
here-
character.
Okay, but listen, this is just the start. Like, it's an acting series, right? Like us, like it's a murder mystery.
I want to
Well,
act like
you're
I've never read it before. That's
Okay.
the problem.
What?
So you're acting. He's acting like a kid, or is he?
No, like he
Is he pretending to be a kid, or is he?
he is reborn as a child and then
Yeah.
grows up.
Yes,
and becomes.
like Mushoku Tensei, which had.
I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is.
How do you not know one of the most controversial like series in like recent memory?
Because
Like, that one-
Oshi no Ko is like the most controversial. I go.
it's the same concept.
Nah.
Really, though.
Bruh.
See Oshi, you see, but listen, it's peak because the storytelling is great. I like the characters. Like you also have his sister who like becomes a YouTuber, and also she's a worse actor, but she's also an actor. Listen, it's great.
I just
Listen,
Uh,
read
base-
like one chapter and the dude's like jumping off a bridge. Like I don't know what's going on.
What did you like read
Listen,
a random
What?
chapter?
Yes, I did. I read a random chapter.
Well, listen.
I get
Bruh.
the appeal because every once in a while there's like a manga or an anime that comes out that I'm just all like, listen, it's just not for me, and I get that. I understand. And as a fan of Scott Pilgrim, I get having like
Right?
enjoying a character.
Yeah, listen.
I-
You see, that's what it's like. It's like
Can-
Scott Pilgrim. Okay.
Literally,
No,
can
no,
Shrug
no,
just
it is
compare
so-
something to, like
Listen,
an anime
people-
to another anime
Listen,
instead of
people like Scott Pilgrim without
Well, hold
thinking
on,
he's a
hold
good
on, but you
person.
have, but you have to listen. Yes, obviously Scott Pilgrim is like everybody's like, yes, we are frowning upon the fact that you're doing that, but then he has a point of where he's like, yeah, this is like wrong. No,
Hey,
in Oshinoko,
well, but in
we're promoting a
Oshinoko-
character that wants to
but it's not
that
like-
wants to date this 16-year-old girl as a grown man
But-
and then
But
become
he doesn't
attracted
do anything.
to his
He
mom.
doesn't do
No, that's the
anything.
problem.
He just nurses her to health after she gives birth. Or no,
That's
no.
the difference between Scott Pilgrim and Oshinoko is that like there is like two separations of these characters that like do completely different things.
Listen.
Oshinoko has a creep for a main character, and I think it's so weird.
Okay,
So weird.
But
Yeah.
I'm
like,
gonna do you a favor. I'm gonna do you a favor and link something. You can keep talking.
oh Jesus Christ! Listen,
Uh-oh.
all I'm saying is that, yeah, he's a bit sus, but the story's good and I like it.
We're just gonna stop it right there.
No,
Yeah.
keep talking so I can make this point real quick.
I read Oshinoko a couple of months ago. I hadn't gotten up to the current chapter at that time, and honestly, I kind of expected it to be better because I thought Kaguya-sama was a lot better.
I can't believe this.
But I still thought it was pretty good. Like it was a
yeah,
it was
like
a pretty
I
solid,
don't think
like,
it's as good as Kagi.
upper 7, low 8. You know, it was
See,
good,
it's-
but it wasn't like it wasn't like blew me away good like Kaguya-sama was.
It's fire is all I'm saying.
All right, can
Okay, Base, what are you doing here? He's sending me this book.
okay, I'll read it. I don't mind reading it.
So is this the series
It's
you
These
read?
an
are
entire
these are
article.
literally the two synopsises for both series.
I don't know. A lot of the series have similar synopsis. I don't know what's going on. I don't think I've.
No, that,
We
No,
ain't
no,
reading this
you should
essay.
read the. If people aren't
Okay.
aware of what Oshinoko is, I think you should read that real quick. And if you don't want to read it, I'll read it because I have no shame.
Listen,
No, don't say listen. It's like no. What? Read exactly what that says. I'll read it. I don't care.
know.
It follows a doctor.
I read it. We don't need to listen. Okay, listen.
What? Just read it.
Listen, Oshinoko definitely has a very weird setup, but I think it is carried by its narrative and its characters, and I think it's a very
Oh no.
it's a very
If I could
unique
I'll give it a
framing.
compliment. I love the character aesthetics. I actually like the artwork. Some of the characters, I love how he does the eyes.
Well, it's a girl doing the drawing. Akasaka only writes it now.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind. I am apologize.
So you're not going to compliment anymore.
I'm just saying
Also,
that
I think a lot of people consider it. Yeah, it's a bit weird. He wakes up in a baby. I actually think this part of the story is really funny. I think it's really funny that you have like talking babies doing adult things. I think that's a very humorous visual.
What type of adult things? What the frick?
Well, like just talking like adults and like.
yeah,
Okay,
because here's the crazy
listen.
part. Because in Moshoko Tensei, he's obviously getting breastfed, and it's his
Well,
POV as a 34-year-old man.
Well, they get breastfed in Oshinoko.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
No, what?
We have to stop.
Yeah,
we
he's
have
like,
to stop.
"This is
no,
the life."
We-
I wish I
we're
could say, like,
done.
No, here's
forever.
what happens. So she's like, "All right, want some breastfeeding," and he blushes and he's like, "No, I can't do it." So she's like, "Okay, bottle for you," and then he grabs the sister, and then she goes
What?
all in. She's like, "Oh yeah."
But that's crazy because the mom was like, "Our son is so creepy." 'Cause he
Dude,
like
we
looks
have,
like
we,
he's
okay,
can't
we
wait.
gotta, dude, we gotta move on. This isn't an Oshinoko cast.
It should be.
We gotta
Okay.
move on to the third
All right,
one.
let's go on to the series. Well, I was just talking about this because I don't want to talk about the next series.
In third place this year, we have One Piece, which moved up one spot from last year, and it's kind of crazy because it's at 7.2 million in total sales for the year. But obviously, we have the anime, but this year in particular, we had the live-action Netflix series, and we had 3 total volumes this year. We had one less than we did last year.
So yeah.
It's really weird that One Piece got like a boost in popularity.
Well,
because of the live action show.
Well, hold on. I don't know if the live action really affected these sales much. I mean, just where it was an American thing. Like was that show big in Japan, I wonder?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Like probably.
I know that a lot of people have gotten into One Piece.
Yeah,
because
for
I
sure.
would imagine.
Like,
I'd be surprised.
I
if
would
it,
say
I don't think it affects Japanese sales because One Piece is literally a staple of the country. So I don't think more
Right.
people are getting into One Piece because of a live
Yeah,
action.
and last year One Piece sold 10.3 million. This year 7.2, but of course it had an extra volume last year, so it looks sort of like business as usual for One Piece. Nothing really, like no major dips or boosts. It just seems like it's going steady, which is
Actually, I would say if I'm going to say one thing nice about One Piece, there is a boost, and that is the quality of the anime has definitely improved over the past year. But that's the only
100%.
thing I'm ever going to say nice about One Piece.
yeah.
I think that right now One Piece is because it's kind of entered its final saga. I am a really big fan of what's going on in One Piece right now, and it's been one of my. Wano was just so long, and then the end of Wano was very exciting, and then it's kind of, to me, kept that excitement a lot, just where it is right now, and so I hope that, obviously, it's One Piece. It's gonna stay in the top 10, but I'm happy where it's at.
Yeah. I mean, we've talked about One Piece several times. I mean, it's nowhere near what it used to be, but I mean, this is still, extremely commendable for a series as long as it was. And
100%.
yeah, and again, I haven't got like the last thing I read was when Wano finished. So yeah, I'm sure I'll catch up one day. But yeah, it is a good series. Right.
I hope
right.
this series ends.
Based,
Like, this series is so, like...
We know.
No, it's almost like... This has turned into a soap opera. Like, the fans are delusional. It doesn't even matter what's going on the screen. It doesn't make any sense anymore. It's literally just throwing ideas at the wall. Who cares? I have 80 chapters of fucking tie up the plot. It doesn't matter. It doesn't need to be done solved. I could just write something. If it sticks, we'll go with it, and if it not, I'll just forget it ever happened. So I really like One Piece. I don't care. It's for drama queens, and I don't.
You know, for someone who doesn't care, you always have a lot to say about it.
Rent free.
I don't pay rent. I don't even have a mortgage. It doesn't exist.
All right, cut the bit. We're moving on to number 2.
Yeah.
No,
Dead Rock. Let's go. I know that's number 1. Never mind.
All right, number 2 we have this year. Moving down a place from last year, we have Jujutsu Kaisen, which has 8.5 million sales, which it did take a little bit of dip in sales from last year as well, and it had an anime season. It had the same amount of volumes, but it is still, it's still high up there, which is not surprising. I feel like Jujutsu Kaisen has remained fairly popular, like as of recently.
It had one more volume than last year.
It did?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry, I was looking at that wrong. Yeah, you're right.
But yeah, still quite high, and yeah, the first half of the year was 3.7, so it looks like it got a bit of a boost, which makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, have you seen what's been going on in that series?
Sheesh, yeah. So there's actually a lot to talk about here. For one, I guess, of course, the anime is finally adapting the Shibuya incident, which, holy shit, like, to this day, I still think that's, like, probably one of the most fire battle manga arcs I've ever read. Like, it's so good. And, of course, Mappa, so far, they're definitely doing it justice. The production values are absolutely off the walls, bonkers crazy, and it looks excellent, although there has been a bit of controversy there, because it appears that, like, we always, like, sort of know that Mappa animators are, like, dying, but it seems very much more apparent now with the way they've been sort of reacting to things, and I'm a little bit worried for them. And yeah, apparently production has just been extremely tight. They've been finishing episodes like minutes before they air. They're like all contemplating suicide. It's not good, folks. It's not good. And
hooray!
And as great
sweatshop
and as great as the product they've been putting out is, I don't really think it's worth it if people have to suffer like this. Like, Jesus Christ, take a break.
It's a very powerful take, Gear. Thank you.
Well, I mean, hold on.
Listen, I know that is the most spoiled event of probably the century, but I'm still gonna censor that because.
I mean, that's fine. I mean, I hope you censor it, but since now that you're gonna censor it, I'm gonna still talk about it.
Jesus Christ.
They're not going to do anything. I mean, there's nothing even going on anymore. All the good stuff's gone. So.
Well, it's about to end, isn't it? Maybe, I don't know. I'm not caught up, by the way. I've read, maybe 200 chapters. So.
Well, I'm talking about in the anime? What are you talking about?
Anyway,
the manga.
This is a manga podcast.
Yeah, well, we were just talking about the anime.
All right, listen. It's fire. You know, from what I've read, it's fire. I think some people have been complaining about the recent chapters. I don't know if they're just upset about certain things or if it's getting worse. I don't know. I'm not there yet, but yeah, I really enjoy this series.
I'm so far behind on the manga.
I just looked at a panel from last week's chapter and I was like, okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I would never do that. I would never spoil myself like that. Terrible behavior.
That's just it's honestly gambling. Like, you just click and see what happens. Like, what's the like?
It's for the rush.
Do I want to see how did we get to this point? Yeah. And the Jujutsu Kaisen one, I was just like, you know what, this one, I'm not feeling this one.
I'm excited to see if they get that live action going. Oh, yeah, we forgot to talk about the live action My Hero that they finally seem to be moving on now that that One Piece was a hit. So I can't wait. I'm a bit upset though. I think they waited too long. I don't think you can cast Finn Wolfhard as Midoriya anymore. Like,
Who's that?
Who?
Finn Wolfhard, the Stranger Things kid. He's also in the new Ghostbusters. How do you guys?
Ghostbusters?
Oh.
Is that the? Did they like? Is it like actually Ghostbusters, or is it just like a bunch of?
What the hell are you talking? You haven't seen Ghostbusters Afterlife?
No, I haven't seen the one that's all court like what?
Are you talking about the all female one?
I didn't say it, but yeah.
No, I'm
The
I'm,
woke
I'm
Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Oh, nah.
I'm not talking about the woke one. I'm talking about the base one that also has women in it, but it has a couple men too, so it's okay. The one with Paul Rudd.
I see.
I don't know it. I've never even heard.
How do you not know who Finn Wolfhard is? What are we doing?
Here,
here?
I don't go to the movies to see every shit movie that I can go watch. Like, I just don't. I don't have time.
Okay, fine, whatever. Blue Lock is number 1. Woo!
Let's go. Didn't see it coming.
Yeah.
And no one believed me.
So
No one believed me.
So yeah, Blue Lock, we got 10.5 million, the only one this year above 10, which is a bit of a change from last year. There was 4 above 10, but anyway. So we got 5 new volumes. We got a brand new, well, actually the anime was on last year. Whatever, the anime is still going. And it looks like, this is interesting, so in the first half of the year, it sold 8 million. So like a vast majority of its sales this year were all in the first half, which tells me that it got a really strong anime boost. And then while it continued to be strong, like the anime boost was really what pushed it to the top here. And yeah, Blue Lock, man. So interesting thing. I think I remember last year when we talked about it, one of you told me what Blue Lock was.
Yep, I went back and watched because I thought it was. I went back and listened to that, and that's when the whole badminton conversation came up.
But anyway, since that, I had completely forgotten what this series was about, and in my mind it sort of just reverted back to what I assumed was just like a generic high school sports series. So I read a couple chapters of it before recording today, and when I realized it was a battle royale manga, I was it took me out, man. It's crazy. What the heck?
Let me remind Shrug that Blue Lock is by the guy who did Jagan.
That's right.
Oh,
yeah,
dude,
I forgot that
dude.
too.
Yeah, I love the art of Blue Lock, like 100%. It's like one of my favorite parts of it.
It's crazy because I was reading it and it's like, oh, they're gonna pick a guy who they're gonna groom to be a sports star. Good for them. And then all of a sudden it's like, welcome contestants, welcome to the Squid Games. Only one of you will survive.
It really is like Squid Games, but like there's some like more as the series goes on, they introduce more people that are like there's so many characters.
Is the whole thing just like competitions inside the
yes
the
and
facility?
No. Yes and no. I think I know what they're planning on doing.
Yeah, I figured it can't all be there because like it starts with like him knocking out like someone and like he leaves, and I feel like I'm like, yeah, he's definitely coming back somehow.
No. Once they're gone, they're gone.
Wait, for real?
Yeah, no, once they're gone.
Like the guy at the start who like got eliminated and he's like, I can't believe you would do this. How you
Yeah,
would
no, they're gone.
Can't believe you've done
He
this.
never
That's
That's crazy.
That's bananas.
I think they in the first part, the first game, like obviously the person gets removed, and then that's it. They're gone. And then in the next one, they're doing like if you lose like twice in a row, then you're gone for good. But obviously, like they really take some people out, and then obviously they bring. I think I haven't read this since like volume like 14, and it's like on 21 or something right now. I think what they're trying to do is I think they're gonna take it and do like a World Cup arc. Like I think that's what they're really.
Well, I mean, based
I have
on
no
like the first chapter, I mean, that seems like the end goal.
So I know the only reasons I have hint is because they bring in some people from
Real people?
like the Japanese.
Ronaldo!
They bring in like people from the Japanese Olympic team.
Like real life people?
I don't know if it's real life fucking people. I just
Yeah,
I don't
just
know.
wanna
I don't know if they're real or not. They could just be like made up characters that are on the fucking team.
They should bring.
'Cause I think it's like the U18 team, which is a real thing.
They should do like Blue Lock, but for curling. Like they're trapped in a. They could call it Blue Rock, like a curling rock. Ah, this is
Blue
great.
cock. Wait.
They could call it Dead Rock.
I mean, Dead Rock is basically the same as Blue Lock, like how it starts with like the entrance exam.
Sounds solid to me.
Base, did you check out Dead Rock after?
No, I did not.
I think you should.
That's a darn shame.
I think you'd
I've been
like-
It's
watching.
probably-
I've been reading the new Baki manga. Kengan Omega is going off right now. They just the beard is fighting for the first time in Kengan Omega. So yeah, that's really.
Oh yeah.
And One Punch Man's
All right.
crazy as usual.
That's
I understand what
great.
you're saying, but I need you to drop everything and read Dead Rock.
I'm not reading Dead Rock.
I think you'd appreciate it.
I hear what you're saying, but I think you need to give it a shot.
I feel like the
I
school
don't-
in Dead Rock is a place that like Based would run.
The only classroom series I'm reading is Classroom of the Elite, and that's my jam.
Oh yeah.
So no. But yeah, Blue Lock, crazy stuff. The anime definitely boosted the sales,
Yeah.
and honestly, no one believed in what the sports series like supremacy.
Now, an interesting note here, just looking at the overall chart, it feels like we're definitely back in the pre-COVID days now when it comes to manga sales. Like,
Well, people, I think all hobbies are down.
yeah, well, it definitely makes sense, but it's just because, like 2020, 2021, we saw, like, massive numbers, and in 2022, where it calmed down, there were still multiple series that were above 10 million. And now we're just here with one series over 10 million, which was kind of, like, felt like the normal for several years before COVID, so, yeah. So people still enjoying their manga, just not as much now.
I mean, actually, I think there's just less manga that is being enjoyed right now, honestly.
I mean, Dead Rocket doesn't have any volumes out.
Would you
True.
shut up? I'm trying to have a serious
Dude.
conversation.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like it's still like definitely during the pandemic, like things felt much more livelier, which, you know, makes sense.
I felt like last year was like most like obviously like even how I don't want to compare it to like the past like 2020 and 2021, but even like last year it felt like this it was just different. Like you couldn't really like there were so many. It was like a wide variety of series. This is just like it's like not different. It's just like, you know, it's like these are the popular ones.
Yeah, because I mean, like the only thing like that's like new here is
They all
like,
have anime. That's the thing.
Oshinoko.
Like
Yeah, there wasn't like this weird out of nowhere thing. I mean, there was Slam Dunk, but that's always showing up, so who cares?
I'm just saying, like in like previous years, you had like just crazy sales, but like it was like you had crazy sales. That was a story, and then obviously like just had different stuff. Like it felt like this was just very basic year.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, we'll see.
Problem is everything's getting an anime. Like if you like scroll up, like there's series that just like I don't know. They just
Now, do we have any predictions for next year?
Any bets?
Nope, I'm not gonna. I don't have anything to bet on. But I did when they posted this top 10 list. I read some of the comments, and some idiot was like, "Undead Unluck was gonna be on here next year," and it's not even in the top 25. So if you were
Okay.
watching this or listening, you're just you're an
There
idiot.
is
Next year will be the year.
There is
okay,
one
guys.
series I'm serious. So this one wasn't in the top 25, but Dawn to Dawn is one that I'm interested to see where
I don't
it
think
goes.
it's going to.
It's getting
Isn't
it's
that
getting
the
a
weird perverted one.
It's well, yes, but it's getting like a Science Saru anime. It looks incredible. Like,
If Kaiju number 8 gets an anime, I'd say that would be up.
yeah,
there.
that'll probably be up there. But I don't know. I think Dawn to Dawn is crazy and it's great. It's a little perverted, but you know most good anime are like Oshinoko. I mean, like yeah, like the story for Dawn to Dawn is like a kid gets his testicles stolen, and they sort of have to go. but it's
Is that like
great.
an allegory for something?
Maybe.
Isn't part 7 anime next year?
I don't think we know anything about the Part 7 anime.
But did they finish part 2 of part 6?
Well, yeah, Part 6 has been over.
Well, yeah.
So wouldn't
I don't know. Do you know how hard it is to animate horses? They're going to be on that for a while.
True.
My predictions next year, Tokyo Revengers is definitely dropping out.
Based.
I mean,
Finally,
No way.
finally, we can stop talking about it.
yeah, thank God. Slam Dunk, I was surprised to see it this year. I don't know if we'll see it next year. I doubt it, but like I don't know. I didn't expect it this year, so. My Hero's gonna stay. Chainsaw Man's probably gonna stay. Spy Family's gonna stay.
Ooh, isn't Solo Leveling getting an anime next year? Isn't that coming out soon?
I don't know.
The Dawn to Dawn
could-
is going to clear.
Isn't season 3 of One Punch Man coming out too?
Maybe.
But it wasn't on. That's what I was shocked at. I didn't see One Punch Man on there at all, which is weird.
Yeah, that is super weird.
I know he took a break after he finished that arc, like the last arc with, the guy. But holy smokes, that's One Punch Man is crazy.
I think everything's really gonna stay the same. Kingdom is like really low this year, though. I mean, like now. I mean, obviously it's like one off from Tokyo Revengers.
Yeah, like Kingdom might fall out finally.
What's a new manga that's
Yeah.
good? Don't say it.
What? Don't say Love Agency.
Don't say Dead Rock.
Love Agency is fire, and it will once it gets an anime. I think it'll be number 1. Is all I'm saying.
I just hope Oshinoko. It may not drop out of the top 10, but it might be
should,
like
it should,
the bottom.
No, it should be number 1. Bro,
No, I
season
think
2
if-
is adapting like the Demon Slayer arc, and that shit is so fire.
Okay.
Oh gosh.
Is that Ao Oshi getting an anime?
I don't know. Who cares?
That's high rated. I mean, it's high rated on.
Yeah, but is it as highly rated as the?
Well, so is
Is
Bleach.
it as highly rated as the Demon
Okay,
Slayer
but
arc?
Bleach's new season was pretty fuego, so it
No,
deserved
it
it.
was not what Joff would say is Kino.
There's literally like a self-insert of the Demon Slayer author in Oshinoko, and it's great. It's great. What a year, folks. What a manga.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, there was nothing like too far out of left field this year.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just like nothing crazy that happened. Like everything was just good. You know what I mean? Like all the anime was good. There was. I mean, that's kind of just about it.
Honestly, the new Ruby season kind of carried the year, so.
Okay, is that anime
Base,
or
do you have your tickets for The Boy and the Heron?
what?
The new Miyazaki film.
I don't watch that like stuff.
Why not?
The Boy and the Meth.
I don't watch like anime movies. Like I don't even think I haven't seen a Ghibli movie ever. So
Wait, you haven't? But you're always talking mad shit though.
no, I have. Yeah, because they're not anime movies. They're just animated pictures.
I think you should watch Spirited Away.
And I think you should finish Kengan Omega. So is that gonna happen? Probably
I don't
not.
know. I'm still waiting for Shrug to read The Way of Kings.
This is a manga podcast. What are you doing?
Well, I've been trying to get.
Actually, Gear, what have you been reading? Because
Fire Force.
True, yeah, where's the Fire Force
I said
update
I would
here?
read Fire Force
Yeah.
if Shrug read the Stormlight Archive.
you know how different of like a task that is.
Right?
It's like a
See
huge
how
task.
Shrug just needs some discipline.
how about this? What if we change it up? If I catch up to Oshinoko and read all of
But
it, or I read all of
but I
Kaguya,
don't wanna-
then you read Fire Force. Because I feel like that's pretty even right there.
I say
You're
the
asking me to read like
Kaguya would be
Kaguya
fair.
would
I think
be-
Ashio
Kaguya
no
would be
Ko is
fair.
not.
Yeah, I'll consider it. How about that? I'll give you the answer on the next cast. Also,
You know what? I'm
Next
really excited
week,
for.
let's go.
It's completely off topic, but the new Baki manga that's just started up, it's focusing on Jack, and Jack was one of my favorite characters in Baki.
Base, to answer your earlier question, I'm almost on Land of the Lustrous now. That's what I've been reading.
Oh, no, I was curious on what smut you were reading in the chat.
So it's called, 'Tis the Season for Revenge.
There's a one that I think you should read instead. It's called, hold on. Because I read Full Sack, A Thanksgiving Erotica, and that one was surprisingly really good. So I have one for you. It's by the same author. I'm going to find it. Give me 2 seconds.
Yeah.
It's probably in my recently searched.
But yeah, this one was not terrible. I was expecting it to be terrible, but it was kind of
So it's called this Monster Ever After series, and I think
a disclaimer, folks, if you don't know what we're talking about, this is my book club picking smut. I don't voluntarily read these. I'm not into smut.
I do.
Please.
Yeah, he likes to pretend he has a book club.
Yeah, he see, that's the crazy part. He doesn't he's being forced to, but this man will literally post screenshots of text, and every other book he doesn't. He'll post an Among Us one, but never full pages. This man's
because they're funny. They're funny. I'm not gonna take a picture of Oathbringer and send a random page.
The punchline is porn.
It is. It's funny. They.
Hold on. It's almost.
Almost. You're almost there. You're so close.
No, I'm almost there. Believe me. It's called Mr. Jingle.
So yeah, hopefully we can get a Christmas cast out before Christmas. I don't know about that.
Why won't this picture post?
Because I don't know, man.
Oh, is it Discord?
No, we got it.
Why are we?
We got it.
What the what? Come on, the stuff we read has a bit more class than this.
Didn't you read the Sasquatch one?
Well,
this is a PG podcast. We don't put
Breeding
those
with Bigfoot was
here.
all class.
That's the one I read, Gear, and it was great.
You read Breeding with? Oh no, you read.
No, I read Full Sack. He could make stuff come out of his balls.
That is my favorite font.
I am done.
One last thing.
Can we end
one last
this?
Thing.
Cut the
That is
bait.
the font of all time.
One last thing. Bigfoot's manhood could shapeshift, and it could extend up to 70 feet.
Yeah, no, it. So
also,
just needed
Bigfoot's seed would let you communicate telepathically with him.
Yeah, no, and that's exactly what happens in Full Sack. He's just the guy was like, "What do you want? I'll give you whatever you want." And she goes,
Please.
I want a new toaster.
Okay,
so
this is too much for
a toaster.
I've had
too
enough.
much for Shrug's Christian heart.
I can't do this.
It's literally
Cut
called
the bait.
Full Sack for a reason.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for listening to our annual sales cast. We hope you had a great time, and we hope to continue alerting you to all the manga in the future.
Drop your predictions and also tell us where you think Dead Rock's gonna be, because if it's not in the top 10, I don't want any part of it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Okay, write that down. If Dead Rock is not in the top 10, Shrug will not be on the podcast.
All right, sounds good. We'll see you guys for the Christmas cast, maybe.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
They pulled me back in with hazelnut too. Caramel swirl, I know it was you. Everyone wants my Dunkachino. Can't get enough of my Dunkachino. Kids from 7 to 17 lining up for my Dunkachino. What's my name? Dunkachino. Dunkachino.